going. In the meantime, let me run a giveaway. Giveaway tonight will be a random fantasy note. I got a couple other different styles in there, but get in there. Um, Once vehicle gets in here, we'll get started. Get your questions ready. Um, this is the currency show tonight. How's it going? How's it going, everyone? This is the currency show tonight. We're going to talk currency and educate you. I think we're going to be talking about Confederates and obsoletes, or that's how we're going to start. Um, but it usually evolves throughout the evening, and then I think afterwards, Vehicle is going to run his show at about 9:30. So, ooh, Hannibal Lecter, I like that. So, how's everyone doing this cold evening? I hope everyone is who was in the snowstorm is digging out successfully. But are there any? Yeah, yeah, no, same here. I've been it's like I do good on the interstates, and then but my back roads and the road near my work is like an ice skating rink. It's like Hunger Games. So what kind of bills to expect? First show. So this show is our currency discussion forum. Oh, ooh. This is our currency discussion forum that me and Vehicle do. Like I said, I'm waiting for Vehicle to show up. Tonight we're going to start off with Confederates and obsolete notes, discussing them, and then we'll pivot. How's it going, Floyd? How you doing? What's up, OG? Thank you for joining. All the packages, just so those of you who bought from me over the past couple days, they have all shipped. I think some of them didn't get scanned right away, but nice. They have all shipped though. So just a heads up. Um it'll be all that shipping stuff will change shortly. Hopefully North Carolina will get those packages out for me. Man, it's been a mess down here. And vehicle, where are you, buddy? Got to get this show going. So, does anyone have any questions to start while we're waiting for Vehicle City to join in? Like I said, tonight, I think we're going to start with obsoletes and Confederate currency. Oh, did you really? Ugh, Jersey. Yeah, I feel for you there. No, and it's funny. We got that coastal low coming, so we're supposed to get another potential 3 to 5 inches this weekend. So, already messy state is going to be even messier here this coming weekend. Not tonight, buddy. I'm still waiting for my shipment to come in, and I am totally out of rinsies. But keep an eye out. I'm gonna be running a Friday show, and I'm expecting my shipment in Thursday. Fingers crossed. But I will definitely let you all know. Oh, nice sequential $5 silver certs. That's sweet. I have some sequential tens running around here. They're not silver though. Oh, it's this one right here. Kind of cool. Old 1934 A's, 117 and 118. So yeah, I'm going through after our discussion the other day, OG. I got to go through this weekend and look at some of my pricings. I think I'm some of the stuff I have, older stuff I have that I've priced out. I think I need to reevaluate where it's at. But get in that givey. A minute left. I'll run another one right after. On the tens, I'll show you real quick. 200 bucks, $100 a piece, or you can make me an offer on it. I mean, I do have some auctions, so here I'll pull them out for you so you can see them. They are crispy though. Man, crispy, crispy. Oh, Hank, I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, these things are sweet. Not a fold, not an anything on there. So lime greens. Let me look at my purple book real quick. That's a good question. The lime greens. I think they're 34s only, but I could be wrong. But the only way to check is to, or only way to know for sure is to look. which of course my purple book is running around here somewhere. There it is. So for all you in here who haven't seen it, yeah, I know, right? Fan of Disney. Here's the purple book. If you want to get a, I know that Vehicles is going to be selling some. I don't know if he's gotten any in yet, but this is definitely an awesome book for getting information. You need some education. Denmar, my man, how you doing, bud? Hey, guess what I picked up last night, Denmar? Take a wild guess. It's gold and it has a star. So it's graded a 15. But let me look at the let me look. Let me get another gibby going, guys. Like I said, I'm waiting for Vehicle City to join in, then we'll really get this thing going. But in the meantime, I'm going to look up the lime green seal because that is a good question. You know what? I haven't really been paying much attention to it, and I feel like that's something I should know. Denmar may know. Hey, Denmar, um, lime green seals were they only for 1934, or did 1928 have some as well? Oh, oh no. I don't know off the top of my head. 28 did as well. Okay, there you go. Denmar is if you're not following Denmar, you got to follow Denmar. He's got some cool stuff. He's an awesome guy. Hung out with him at Winter Fun, and we had a ball. Um, Matter of fact, my Givey picture is the packet of Advil I bought for him, just because it's my way of having a little bit of fun with him. Um, but yeah, so man, I'm about ready to call vehicles. Where you at, bro? So what's a fantasy note? Fantasy notes have no actual like monetary value. I mean, they're just kind of cool looking. Like you can put different characters on them. Show the boobies. I'll show those. I do have one a pair here. So like this is a fantasy note. This is a fantasy note. Just like a little artsy. I know, right? I got a Mickey Mouse. I think I have some Star Wars and some other ones. So just something a little neat. And of course, then you get into some of the by request. Okay. Vehicles coming in a few minutes, y'all. But then you have, notes like these, which are also fantasy notes. So, like this one is 50 dollars for Micronesia and Polynesia, but it's not a real note. Stop rubbing them. I gotta protect myself, man. These ones are polymers though, but they're pretty cool. Pacific states of Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. It's just kind of a little, I don't know, cutesy thing, I guess. I mean, I have fun with these. I usually sell these ones at what I like to call Fezzy After Dark. Friday nights, I usually have a little bit of fun with them. Yeah, my wife. It was really funny. Yeah, they're pretty much break time bathroom notes. Oh my goodness, you guys are terrible. No, it was funny. My wife actually came into my stream and saw me selling those. She was like, "Oh my god, it looked like you were having so much fun with those notes." Like, yes, dear. Oh, yes, collectible items. Um, right. Yeah, that's what matters. Make a little bit of money, have a little bit of fun. It's all about having fun. That's what this show is too, man. Me and Vehicle do have a lot of fun talking to you guys. Looking at different things like stuff like this. I'll just show you real quick. American Banknote Company. This is a test note. It's a proof test inking note. So apparently, this one, Series 1929. You notice how they had like they were already using the little strip in there in 1929, but this one has some ink printing on there. It's a specimen note. So these things are running around. They're pretty cool. Um, Definitely have some value. I've seen them graded go for big money. And then you got your fractionals too. These are also fun. And that color is actually copper, and if you see them green, it's because they've weathered over time. So to get one with this nice copper colors, definitely a little bit tougher. And then this one too, that's again copper on there, copper on the paper. I like that guy's face. He almost looks like a clown. Then the 50 on the back with the 50 cent. Pretty neat stuff. And again, we're gonna go over obsoletes tonight. So every state has some form of obsolete. I mean, I'll show you some of the cool ones that I have, or the ones that I think are cool. One of my favorites. I got a couple of favorites actually. One of which is, or all of which are for sale. But, and of course, the one I wanted to show you isn't readily available, but the other one is. So, like this one right here. So 1862 Hanville, Louisiana. You notice it has a 10 and a 20 on there. This was actually printed off of, they started running out of paper in the South. So they started using anything they could get their hands on, including old banknotes. So this is a banknote. I think they do Wild Hair with the Gibby Win. Congrats. I think they do have a book. I need to look it up. I'm going to do I'm going to do a little bit of research tonight because I need a good, well, I do have a price of 450 on it, David. If you want, I can run it. I do have some auctions, but I mean, this one's pretty badass. It's in a Choice XF45. But I mean, check that out though. It's like you got the 10 and the 20 on there, and then on the back you got the 10 and the 20. So it'd be neat if you could find like the other bills to go with it. Um, I actually have one of those. National notes, type 1 and type 2. All right, I can do that for you. I think I might have. Let me see if I can find my national. So the type 2 has the let me see if I can find them real quick. I thought I had them in this stack, but maybe not. It's possible they're stashed around here somewhere. Oh, I think I see them. Hold on one second. So type 1s, let's see here. Here we go. There's a type 2 and there's a type 1. All right. So here's a type 1. You have the 7698. This is a Durham, North Carolina. That's the charter number. That's the serial number. And then on the type 2, they put the charter number next to the serial number at both places. So this one's a type 2. This one's a type 1. That's how you tell the difference between type 2 and type 1. That's pretty much it. The backs are roughly the same. It's just on the front here. You get the extra numbers down there and up there for the charter number. They double printed, so you get the charter number, charter number, charter number. What's the letter note? Which one or is one more desired over the other? Type twos, in Denmark, if you're still in here, correct me if I'm wrong. I think type twos are a little bit more rare. You ready? All right, here we go. Vehicle's coming in. There we go. Getting vehicle in. There he is.
All right, what's going on, you guys?
Not a whole lot. We were talking type 2 and type 1 notes real quick. The
So
question was,
type twos are absolutely more rare because they were
there you
made
go.
towards the end of the period of when they were printing those notes. So the type ones were printed for quite a while, and the type twos were printed for a little bit. And then kind of the Federal Reserve took over and said, "Look, we want to be the people that you get your notes from." Okay. And then everybody switched over to Federal Reserve notes because and I'm sure something that had to do with like the FDIC, that the banks became, they started backing people's bank accounts up to $100,000 or whatever the fuck it was back in the 50s and 60s. But
There you go. Freebird coins. So check this out. So we were started talking about obsoletes, and I showed one of them. But I discovered this last night. Check this out, vehicle.
look at that. You don't
So
see
this
that very
is,
often.
yeah, this is a 25 cent and a 50 cent Tallahassee but on the back they printed it on a five, but you can almost line it up and it makes part of a bill.
Yeah, I would say that's it.
There's a couple different ones, and they're all roughly cut about the same. And I mean, we got this one here
Yeah,
too.
I, I wonder if you can put, because that $5 bill is rare.
Right.
So if you could put it together, even severed and reattached, you're talking about big money.
Oh, I know. But it's like you can see the different because I was showing him this one. Let me
Give me
find it.
just a second.
So Mike, this was like I was saying earlier, they were running out of paper, so they were using any paper, including old notes, to print their currency on. So like this 50 cent and this 25 cent, they went ahead and basically stole the five and printed on it. So that's why they did it. And I mean, all the ones I have in this particular stack are like that. So here's another 25, and there's the five on the back there, and then this one also is part of that collection. It's a and you can see look right there. I mean, 100 I mean $100. So there's part of the other bill on this one. Yes, they're big market for these. And then right here you can start seeing the one and the zero. And I think this was a bond. So you got the lines of it and everything. I mean, it's really cool. Sometimes you get that with the North Carolinas too. And and again, the one I was showing earlier, this is a very good example of that as well. I mean, you got the 10 and you got the 20, but yet it's a $1 parish of St. Charles. And on the back, you got part of the 10 and the 20. So back in 1862, they were using whatever paper they could find to make their money. And this is how they did it. So these have become highly collectible and highly desirable. I have a sheet that's got, yeah, the Hanville is pretty sick. I got a whole sheet that has like one note on one side, and then if you turn it over, you have a different note on the other side. And if I remember right, vehicle, the one on the other side was way more money.
Yeah, yeah. So there's some Louisianas out there. I actually got it's kind of a Republic of Texas. It's two. If somebody has the piece that I'm missing, I would probably be willing to give them probably $100, $150. But here, I'll show you guys real quick. But even
Yep.
severed attached examples don't exist. I mean they do, but and they know they were there, but they're very very scarce, right? Look, just a second. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, the South was Pope. That's for sure. You like how I did that? I thought that was funny. Oh, here it is. Check this out. So this is the one I was talking about. Yeah, vehicle screaming. So here you go. This is the exchange office, Holly Springs, Mississippi. I'll tell you in just a second, but here's the state of Louisiana one, two, and three. So this back here, these are the more rare notes. But you can see the paper burn on there from the ink because the ink was made from iron and it burned through the paper. But I mean, it's a gorgeous set of notes. The $500. So on this one, yeah, I love that one. That one's getting framed. Um, yes and no. I got a price at Osbo, but I haven't done that yet. But I would be willing to sell it if you're interested. So I got
Oh,
2150 on this 500, and it's a no comment 25, and then the other one I got 2000 on, and it does have a partial teller stamp right there if you're interested. All right, go.
so you guys see this? When have you ever seen a $2 with Dos Pesos, Bank of Texas? So I'm missing this part of the note right here. And what you got to find is, from what I understand, this is the state of. man, I can't remember what state that is. It's Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yeah.
So, if you can find these notes, full, then you should, in theory, be able to find the other piece of this eventually, right? And it would be a remainder out of Columbia, Texas. But I mean, they don't exist. They just don't exist. And then basically you gotta go and line it all up. But that's how it should look, anyways. But the Bank of Texas, Dos Pesos. I mean, you're talking about a huge note, very huge. I don't even know. Let's see if I can find one.
Did you
It's gonna
get
be
that, the
like eight.
fireman? So 2150 for this one, no comment in a very fine 25, and 2000 for this one in a very fine 25. It does have a partial teller stamp comment, which this teller stamp is right there.
2000 seems pretty fair on that. Just
As far as this one, whoever mentioned that, message me, give me a PM, and I'll give you a price for it. I don't have a price right now.
probably gonna need like $750 on it. I think. Let me see it again.
So it's the state of Louisiana, the
Is
one with
that the
the
sheep one?
yeah,
Yeah, you need 770 on it, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna make like maybe $25 on it.
right. Yeah, I couldn't
Let's
remember. That's
double
why
check.
I was gonna have to look and see. But yeah,
I
it's
remember because it's special. I
yeah.
remember because it's special.
Now in this one, I
But
was debating on framing.
and remember that 10 and that 20 is the rarer part of these notes.
Right.
So the 10 and the 20, if you cut both of those out and get them graded, you're talking about probably $650 a piece.
OG Fat Zero, you're definitely a
It
short
is.
bus kind of special. Yeah, see, Carolina Currency was thinking it. I just said it before he typed it.
You know,
But yes, no. So vehicle, we started going. Yeah, he lost his helmet. I love it. So we started going over obsoletes. I don't, you kind of heard where we were. We didn't really get far with them, but I figured, you could jump in and talk more about obsoletes.
well, so obsolete banknotes were printed basically up until the Federal Reserve taxed them out of circulation. Okay, so all banks wanted you to. But basically, what they wanted you to do is they wanted you to go work your ass off, and they wanted you to come back, and they wanted you to deposit. Here, let me find one. They wanted you to deposit um their $10 with them, right? They wanted you to deposit their $10 with them, and they're gonna give you this note, and they're gonna put a little sexy lady on it, right? And basically, what their intention is they're trying to make money off of your money, right? That's what banks do today. That's what
Hmm.
banks do today, you guys. So, whether we look at our banker as our friend or our enemy, they're there to make money off of you guys. That's just what it is. But now they're doing it with the money printer. They do it with the money printer. So they leverage your money, and they borrow it out. If you put it in CDs, they borrow the shit out of your money. I'm going to tell you that. But um it's just one of those things where when, during the like the 1860s, they were trying to raise money to fight the Union, to fight the Union Army, and that's why they ended up with Confederate notes too, right? They ended up with Confederate notes, but you
That's also
know,
why you see
it
the
seems,
interest stamps.
it seems like, well, all paper money, all paper money should have interest stamps on it. To be honest with you guys, because the longer you leave your money in it, the more you should get out of it because of cost of living, right? That's not the way it works. The only way you're going to do that, you guys, is investing in in collectibles and investing in gold and silver and platinum and palladium and copper, I guess. You know, I'm confused by the CSA notes and the state Confederate notes. Could you explain that? Well, so basically, let me see if I can find something. Hang on.
So, from what I understand, and while he's looking for that, so in 1861 they started printing. Well, this is the state of North Carolina. Each individual state had state notes in order to fund their effort on a state level, and then as the
Well,
Confederate government.
each state had obligations that they had to
Yeah,
pay to the Confederacy. Okay,
right.
and if they wanted to be part of the Confederate States of America, they had obligations to pay to the Confederacy. All right, and that's how they started printing money. Because you look at Mississippi notes. Do you have a Mississippi note?
I do. Let me find one. Keep talking though. I'll
Okay.
find it.
So the Mississippi notes, they say faith pledged, and they say cotton pledged.
Yep.
Because Mississippi's a poor, poor state, you guys. So they're like, look, we got all this cotton. We will pledge this amount of cotton to the cause, okay? And then they wrote notes to 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 back that cotton, right? Or the cotton backed the currency. So it was a little safer than the faith pledge notes that came out later on that were basically you were hoping and praying that the Confederacy won. Otherwise, you were SOL. You guys, you were SOL. Because I'll read you guys something. If I can read it. It's so hard to read, but it's something I need to get graded. But this is a 1864 Confederate. Let's see if I can get a good better light on it. 1864 Confederate, and it's the Lost Cause poem. The Lost Cause poem says this. It says, "This was cut from a Augusta, Georgia Daily Press, March 20th, 1866. So probably a year after they burnt Georgia to the ground, right? The following lines were, and it's really hard for me to read because it's printed. It's printed on the back of this. Okay, so I'm going to do my best, you guys. But it says the following lines were written on the back of a Confederate Treasury $500 note and found in Richmond, Virginia after the evacuation. And it says, respectfully dedicated to the holders of Confederate Treasury notes. Repres- Number one, representing nothing. Oh my God. Representing nothing. Oh my goodness. On God's earth now, and not in the waters below it, as a pledge of the nation that's dead and gone. Keep it, dear friend, and show it. So they're basically saying, keep this note and show like we fought for something, and even though we lost, we we're better people for fighting what we believed in, right? And number two, it says, show it show it to those who will lend an ear to the tale that this paper can tell of liberty born of patriots' dreams, of the storm. Oh my goodness. of the
Vehicles having a
storm
Fezzy moment.
indignation that felt. It's really tough to read. Um, too poor to possess the precious ores, and too much of a stranger to borrow. We we issue today our promise to pay, and a hope and redeem it will it on the morrow. So basically, they're saying like, look, we 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 uh we put our money into this Confederate thing, you guys, and we were dreaming of a better life. We were dreaming of a better life without the Union. Putting their thumb on us. It's kind of like a lot of like Republicans now they don't want the federal government in their lives. They just want to be left alone, like a lot of us, right? But it's definitely not how it turned out. And it says the days rolled on and weeks became years, but our coffers were empty still. Coin, damn, coin was rare that the treasury, guess, quaked if a dollar should drop in the till. It's extremely hard to read, you guys. Just you guys get the point. Like, so basically, all these people were holding Confederate notes at the end of the war, and they were lost. And from what I understand, Lincoln was like, "Look, you know, you like you got to release all these people, all these Confederate soldiers that are in prisons. We've won. Robert Lee has surrendered, and because I'm going to tell you guys, we treated Confederate soldiers, the Union treated Confederate soldiers just like the Nazis treated the Jews, and that's the truth. Okay, so the Union was just as cruel to the Confederates as the Nazis were to the Jews, even though we were brothers and cousins and friends and foe, or friends and just over a border. You know what I mean? We're all Americans, but it's it's a piece of our history that yeah, we always got to remember and not forget. Of course, we never want to go through civil war again. That is absolutely insane. But um, a lot of the reason the war was started to begin with was that they wanted to end. They say a lot of the reason it started is because they wanted to end slavery, but I don't know how much I believe in that because I've heard contradicting ideas about that. So, um, as far
Well,
as yeah, go
that
ahead,
was a
Fezzy.
that was a big portion of it, but also you got to remember the North was going through the Industrial Revolution, so they were, while the South was still at more agricultural. So the North was, ramping up production and everything else, and they were basically leaving the South behind. And the South was like, "Wait a minute, all the money's going up north. We're not getting anything down here. We need a little piece of that pie too."
Right.
So, we make the cotton that you guys turn into, bolts of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they were feeding America. They were the backbone of America, and the North was making all the money. So how'd you like to be somebody from Fort Worth, Texas, and you're a rancher, right? And you go up to New York on a business trip, and you see all these people living with like maybe running water. I don't know about that time, but they're living with luxuries that you never heard of,
Yeah.
right? So it would make you feel some sort of way for sure.
Hi guys.
There's Lena.
Hello. There's your faith based and cotton based. You can see faith based. What was it like?
Yeah.
Faith in the state pledged, and then cotton pledged.
Yes. So that note on the top was backed by cotton, and the note on the bottom was backed by. So it was a cotton certificate, not a silver certificate, but a cotton certificate. And this one was like a Federal Reserve note. It was just like, we promised to pay you, but guess what? After the war, we had, the North. I guess I say we because I live in the North, you guys, and I apologize about that. But that's the truth, So we had decimated the South, and a lot of the war was fought in the South. It wasn't fought in the North. You know what I mean? So, um, it's just, it's a terrible time in U.S. history, but that's what makes these notes very appealing and collectible. I think,
Yeah.
and
So the
I
South,
don't think you'll ever see like Confederate notes losing value or something like that.
yeah, the South was pretty much broke, right?
Yeah.
Um, they were basically, for all intents and purposes, the original fiat currency. But as you can see on this 100, interest at 2 cents per day, and there's interest stamps on them. So people would take this note in, and they'd collect their interest of 2 cents per day, and they'd get it stamped. So the more stamps you got, the better. So I've seen one with up to 3 stamps. I think I've seen one with 4.
Well, basically, if you were super rich, plantation owner back in during the Civil War, you go buy, you would go buy, let's say 20 Confederate $100 Confederates, and you'd stick them in your safe depository box at the bank. And once a year, you'd bring them out, and you'd get them stamped, and you get your payout, and you go back home. You know, because you're going to get paid 2 cents a day. 2 cents a day. I mean, I think it's like 2 cents a day. Two. Well, that's just under $8 a year, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So they're going to take $8 a year back then was big money. And if you had, let's say you had 50,000 stashed with the bank, you take 500 times eight. I mean, you could probably live off $4,000 back then. You know what I mean?
Yep. So basically,
Probably be a
yes.
small fortune.
Yeah, the Confederate States note, like I said, I was looking at this one. So like this one by chance was printed in Columbia, South Carolina, but it was for the entire of the Confederacy. But the states still had to, again, they had to get their own funds
Well,
to pay their own people. So that's why you got the state notes around the same time period.
and so as far as so I just pulled one out, and I don't know what the heck I did with it. Where is it at? Um,
And it wasn't just
here
the
it is. Here
South.
it
Here's
is.
one from
Here it
Nebraska.
is. State of Alabama. Right here it says will pay to Confederate states when presented at in sums of $20. So you had to bring 40 of these, and they give you a $20 Confederate note. If you so like let's say you're a bank or you're a retailer, if you brought them 20 of these, they would give you a $20 Confederate note. So basically, the only times you had to do that is if you're going to leave Alabama, because the Confederate notes were good in every state, right? But the state notes were only good in Alabama. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yep. Well, it was really funny too. I've shown this note a few times. So this is from 1860 as well. This is Bank of the Interior out of Albany. Here's one of the little interesting facts about the bank. So you get individual obsolete banknotes. Well, back in this time, anybody could put together a bank. You just had to have X amount of dollars in there, and you could print your own money. So this pair right here actually made a bank and just decided to print their own money. So there was a lot of corruption back in the day too with this. I mean, almost like the original pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
So,
And a lot of the times you get a bank that opened a or a banker that opened a bank, right? And he had taken the town's money, the townspeople's money, and Christmas Eve, he would load up all the gold and silver, and he would hightail it out of town, and probably go out west. You know what I mean? And that's what you call a broken bank. A bank that dissolved because there was no, like, the banker took all the money. The money's gone, you guys. So bankers get in debt too. Bankers get in debt too, y'all. So, and this here, this note here was the beginning of this is a greenback, a $1 greenback, printed like 1862, correct? Yep,
yep,
1862 legal tender. And basically they printed these notes. These are the counterparts of the Confederate notes. So they printed these notes to raise money for the war, you
yep.
know. But in regards to these ones, they didn't pay interest on these notes. They did not pay interest on these notes. So Confederate notes they paid interest on. Confederate notes were highly counterfeited. I don't. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't see as many Union counterfeits as I do Confederate counterfeits.
Well,
But
speaking
that
of
being
which,
said, you know, generally speaking,
here you
like I've sold. Yeah, there you go. There's a Union counterfeit.
go.
Um,
Even graded as a counterfeit.
you know, but
Yeah.
awesome.
So here, I'll show you a couple of the. I got a.
Yeah, they did. So you have the like the Havana counterfeit. Do you have any of those? Because yeah, I sold all mine.
Yeah, I got one. I'll pull out my graded Havanas. So keep talking, and I'll get them. They're in here somewhere.
Yeah. So there's like a Havana counterfeit, and there was a fella in the north that counterfeited the Confederate notes, and he was basically um he wasn't really counterfeiting for the United States, but eventually the United States came in and said, "Look, you're doing a good thing. Keep going." You know what I mean? So, but I think at one point they said 3% of all Confederate money was counterfeited. All Confederate circulating money was counterfeited. You guys. So, all right, give me a second.
So here's a contemporary counterfeit right here in a 10. And I wish I had the example to go with it, but I mean, you can kind of tell it looks a little bit off, but it's a contemporary counterfeit. I mean, even graded as such. Here's one that's a little bit more obvious. It's a counterfeit. Here's a contemporary counterfeit 1861 5. And I mean, you can kind of tell by the printing that it's like a little bit off. Well, this one's a lot of bit off. This one has details, small edge tear. And then here's a Choice Frick contemporary 5 counterfeit.
Oh boy.
What makes a sawhorse so special? Age.
Well, I mean that, and they're. I mean,
They're
they're
cool.
cool looking. Sawhorse, depending on condition, I mean, they can be stupid expensive too.
Let's see. I got one of those running around too. I'll show it to you. Stay fourth issue. Man, I got notes just lying everywhere.
I mean, a lot of the things that we buy as far as notes go, you guys, it's about the age of it, and the scarcity of it.
Yeah. Where did it go?
But in any situation, market drives the price. You know? So
Wow. Hmm.
when you're buying paper money, you got to look up the comps. You got to look up. Got to look at your book. You got to look at it at all aspects, you guys.
I mean, here's a sawhorse. I got more, but this one. I mean, a lot of it has to do with again the age, and I mean, it is just. I mean, it's a gorgeous looking note. So we've talked about this on the show several times. I mean, this was in my opinion, this was like the heyday of our notes. I mean, look at the visionette on there. You know, they had nice little scenes and lots of color. Yeah, OG Fat Zero. I thought you'd get a kick out of this one. Very nice looking note. I mean, again, then you get older. This one's in coin treasury note.
That's a true.
You know, then you got yourself the wood chopper. You got the wood chopper on the front. So these are highly desirable for that fact. You know, it's the age. Like everyone's usually first one is a green is a black eagle. First big note is a black eagle. It was my first note. I know several other people that said the same thing. You know, the black eagle is like where you start, and then you look for the sawhorse, then you look for a wood chopper. You know, and then you look for a gold. Then you want the gold one in gold coin.
A bracelet.
Yeah, got to get a bracelet back too. I have one of those graded running around here, but they're all just really, I mean, just watching the progression of our currency is just cool to me. Let me see if I can find that bracelet. I just had it, but the bracelet backs are neat. So it's funny, Armadillo. I was taking a look at those pictures, and I've seen some notes with that kind of little bit of inking stain. I think they allow so much of that. I mean, if it was a big error, it might be a little bit better. But I'm gonna take another look at it for you, a little bit closer look. PMG 25. I can look that up. 200 username. Okay, but here's a nice bracelet back. Take a look at that. Can you give me the FR number on it? Can you give me that number? 200 FR 40. All right, give
Yeah,
me just
FR
2
40.
seconds. I'll take a look.
Everybody's gonna have a different price on it. That's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what the purple book says, but keep take that with a grain of salt. You're gonna need to look deeper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the graded note, the purple book is not going to be able to cover it at PMG 25.
Yeah, just that's why I'm gonna shout out. Just give you an idea. You said FR 40, right? VF 20 is a 275. EF 40 is at 425. And again, this book is a little over a year old, so I would know I'd add about maybe 20% to that.
Um,
So you're going to be probably near closer to that $400 for that. CPG is 245. There you go. Yeah, not a problem. That's what we're here for. Let
I
me run
think
another giveaway.
I think as far as 25, as long as it doesn't have a comment, pretty fair price is going to be probably around that. CPG 30 money.
Yeah.
Especially for a graded note, you guys.
What's the
What's
best
the
book for
best book for
pricing?
price? The purple book.
Yeah, it's to get you an idea. It's the purple book. Looking up auction comps is another good way. There you go. Give you a try to get it all in there. So Paper Money
So
of the United States, Arthur L. and Ira S. Friedberg.
they sent me some hardback books,
Oh, nice.
so I should have those by this weekend.
Purple Book doesn't cover state. I don't think it does, but there
No,
is
no, they do cover Confederates, but not state Confederates. You got to get
there
an
is
obsolete book for that.
Southern states currency.
How old is that though?
That's a good question. Let me look. Oh crap! This is actually signed by the author. I didn't even notice. Huh?
Well, let's go. Who's the author on it?
Hugh Scholl.
Hmm. I bet you Pierre knows him.
Oh, 2000. So this one was printed in looks like 2007. But I
Yeah,
mean, this one gives you like rarity values and stuff like that. I think that's why I got it.
yeah. There. Yeah. How much is that? 100 Alabama say.
So it says rarity is 6, value of 110 to 450. I'm sure that that's probably low, but they don't give you a condition. They just give you a range and a rarity number.
Okay.
So it's this one is just kind of
What?
gives you the idea. Oh, did he really? Oh shit! I'm gonna keep this book.
No kidding.
Dang, I didn't even know it
Keep
would
up-
sign. That's
Whenever
cool.
you guys buy currency books, unless you're upgrading to a new edition, you should always keep your latest currency books. Don't give them away. Don't if you got to use it at some point, keep it. Because they're an investment, just like the notes are.
I mean, here you go. Like the state of Mississippi's I was showing you. I mean, if you get this 22C down there, rarity is 11, extremely rare. That means they didn't print a lot of those. Like I said, this is a good kind of handy guide to see, how rare is that note I got. They got treasury warrants in here, so if you're a Republic of Texas fan, you can get an idea of the treasury warrants and how rare they are. This one, yeah, I'll show you the purple book too.
I like that
Southern state.
25-cent Republic of Texas.
Oh, I know. I just
Imagine
saw
if you
that.
could find that in that condition right now. Shit.
Right. Southern state currency, history, rarity, and values. Hugh Scholl. I'm sure there's probably a modern one out there. I don't remember where I got this book from. I may have
Well,
ordered it on Amazon.
I have a big obsolete book, and it was written by, oh my goodness, who was that written by?
You're welcome.
Same guy that does national notes. What is it? Don Kelly. This is my obsolete book here, and this is something that it's really tough to carry around. It's kind of like a home type of thing. Here, you guys want to get a screenshot of that? That's the one I use. The problem is written in probably 2012, 2014, something like that. But Don Kelly has passed away at this point. Um, but he's definitely got a lot of good information in there, and all the states are covered. All states are covered, you guys. It's not. It'd be you know Alabama through, yeah, I don't know, Wyoming, I guess. I don't know if
Do
there's a
they
bunch
have
of
Wyoming
Wyoming.
obsoletes?
I don't
I
know.
mean, I'm sure they don't have a lot, but that's
No,
pretty cool if they do. Oh, that
I
damn, that
want to
thing is
look.
thick.
Vermont for sure. Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've
Let's
had
see
some
Wyoming.
Vermonts. But again, the cool thing about the obsolete notes is just the time
They
and the effort
did.
they put
They
into it.
did have Wyoming. Holy smokes.
Oh shit.
Let's
I mean,
see.
here's another cool one.
There's
I know Nevada had one.
It looks like there's four notes that are listed total for Wyoming.
Nice.
The cheapest one it says is like $150, and it was printed in 1908. It was an obsolete note. Um, and then you got one that was printed in 1897. It's a minor note. You have a First National Bank $1 printed in 1907. It's a clearinghouse script.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Riverton Lions Club out of Wyoming, Wyoming. That was printed in 1933, but it's considered a obsolete.
Nice.
According-
Clearinghouse
according-
scripts.
Yeah, got some of those too. The,
Yeah.
those, you know, on this platform, I just don't think they've taken off yet. But they're valuable, you guys. They're very valuable.
And they're really cool too.
I mean, they put a lot of time and effort into those, y'all.
This check does not require endorsement, except for this one, the back on this one. But these are pretty neat. I have a couple of
Yeah,
those. Of course, every time I hear clearinghouse, I think Publishers Clearinghouse, and I laugh a little.
agreed.
But yeah, excuse me. The nice thing about obsolete notes is you get kind of a almost like a step through the history of the state when you look at them too.
Yeah, and it's kind of
Yeah, it
like
is.
they're digging into obsoletes. If you're going to try to cover all the obsoletes from your state, it's really tough. Generally, it's really tough. I guess unless you're from Wyoming, and
Yeah,
then you could get covered with probably a few $1,000s, right?
right. Well,
But
even I mean, here you go. DC had one.
yeah,
There's an Alabama. Look at that back.
there's that. We just looked at that one in your book.
Yeah.
How much
Yep.
you got on that one? Yeah, I think you're underpriced, bud.
I think you're
The
right.
book's at $400.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Very cool.
State of Florida's are always nice.
Yeah, we're so I am gonna stream tonight after the educational show, you guys. We're gonna do Confederates and obsoletes tonight. Um I wish I had some access to Fezzy's. Wow. That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
You ought to just sell that one right now. That one's stupid cool, dude.
I mean, got it at 220.
Yeah,
Here, I'll
that
try
one's
running it.
pretty cheap. Where is Plaque Mine, Louisiana? Holy smokes.
There you go. 210. I don't know. I thought the back on this one was cool. Parish of
Yeah,
Iberville.
no kidding.
I mean, that back, in my opinion, is fire. It's got
They
that
don't
like,
make them like that no more.
yeah, it's got that like 60s vibe going with it too.
Yeah, agreed.
But I mean, then you got the Canal Bank. South of New Orleans. There you go. Look at the back on these. I mean,
Some
all
of
these
those
are,
seems like I sold some rare Louisiana stuff for quite a bit of money. You know, and it'd be little fractional notes because fractionals were heavily circulated, so they didn't. A lot of them didn't make it to being a collector piece. You know what I mean?
yeah. So these ones are what? Remainder obsoletes, which means whenever you see the remainder, it means they're just not signed down here.
Yeah. Yo, still pretty high grade in '66.
Yeah, and then here's a proof one. So this is actually, I mean, you can see it on their property of American Banknote Company. So this was their proof note, and they hole punch canceled it and then stamped it on the back. But I mean, again, look at the American Banknote Company. They made bank notes all over the world. I mean, the Philadelphia Victory notes an American Company note. Um, I just showed it too. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, here you go. This was their specimen note from the 1929.
Isn't that like a Malaysia? They call it like a Malaysia no?
Something like that. I can't remember, but I mean, they even had the silver strip security in there in 1929.
That's crazy, right?
So very cool on that one. The specimen notes. I think I'm going to get this one graded. Proof test inking. Where do I find them? I just it depends on shopping around, hitting coin shows, hitting coin stores. Mabaza, I got 2150 on this one. It's a very fine 25 with no comments out of Philly, and I got 2000 on this one. It does have a teller stamp comment right there, partial teller stamp on the face, but 20 or 2000 on this one, 2150 on the other one.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
we're buying collections every week, y'all. So, um,
Constantly. Always looking for new stuff. Like when you guys request a note, if you guys are, we've had people like asking for Ohio's and stuff like that. I mean, we're looking, we're always looking for you.
you
I
know,
mean, if we can find it, we're going to find it for you. If we can get it for the right price, let me put it that way. Nice. 550 grade.
you know, I think I sold my 530 uh over the weekend,
Nice.
but um, yeah, it's they're definitely, man, those Mississippi notes are pretty cool, man.
No, I like them. Like I said, I just like them all. I mean, as you can tell.
Yeah, no good.
But and again, for me, it's all about the artwork. I mean, I'm the guy that sells the Renzi notes. Of course, I like the artwork and the artistry. I mean, but look at that. You know, I mean, printing these, making these printing plates had to be tough. So, like I said, this, in my opinion, was the heyday of our money. Gorgeous colors. Got the dog. You got the trains. It was all about trains back then. Trainsmen expansion. You got the farming, getting to our agricultural roots. You know, got the maidens on there. Eagles everywhere.
Here's a
Just
cool one.
yeah. Oh yeah, Texas Treasuries are always nice.
I've never seen this Texas Treasury. Look at this one. This one's a little different.
Yep. I mean, yeah, this Alabama 100. Ooh, that back. Damn, just fire. Yeah, those are cool. So, and
This
again, I'm a
one's
history buff.
crazy.
Yeah, and again, I'm a history buff too. So it's like this one, 1863. I'm holding something in my hand almost 200 years old, and it fascinates me. It's kind of like, I geek out about stuff like this too. It's a 1763 colonial American receipt for 75 pounds, 11 shillings and 5 pence. This thing is older than our country, and I have it in my hands. That to me is just awesome. Where this note has been, who it's been with. the fact that it's older than our nation, stuff like that just fascinates me. Pay table office from January 31st, 1885, signed by someone who signed the Declaration of Independence.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, just cool, cool stuff. And again, someone mentioned railroad bonds. I mean, here's a specimen bond, 1909, over 100 years old. It's just neat to see stuff like that. And again, then you can see the progression too. Then we went into national notes and we have the different nationals, the large size notes. Oh, what other books do I have up here? Yeah, it's funny, y'all. There's a book for literally everything. Here's a paper money error book. And so if you're ever looking for errors, I think I got this one from you, didn't I?
Yep. Yeah, I still got some of those in the buy now.
Collect the extraordinary. Oh, and then one of my favorite historical pieces right here. 1768 Colonial North Carolina Promissory Note by Abner Nash, the Revolutionary War governor and Continental Congressman. And look how they did that. They actually wrote in, they didn't have a stamp seal, so they would draw in a seal and mark it as seal. 1772, there's dates on there. I mean, again, this is older than our country. So
Right.
it is so cool. So that would be vehicle showed those, Randy. And he's going to be running at 9:30, 9:30.
Yeah, I'll be running in, yeah, 9:30 or so.
So hang around after this. And oh, you can't hear us, Bob Hawk? I saw your message pop up. We have had a little bit of dead air a couple of times, but I think we're both looking for stuff to show off.
Yeah. Well, I'm. Somebody asked me to put the the semi-quincentennial notes in the buy now, so I'm kind of.
Ah,
I apologize, you guys.
no, you're fine. I'm actually looking for stuff to show off too, or show, not
But
really show off.
so as far as obsoletes and Confederates, they or Confederates go, you just you got to figure out what you want to collect, and a lot of people, just try to, a lot of people start with raw notes and they move their way up to graded, or vice versa. They want to make sure that it's authentic, so they buy it graded, and
Thank you,
guys,
Randy.
graded notes. You're gonna pay a little bit more for graded notes, but you're buying them, and they're they're certified. So they by design they're going to be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, so think about it this way. Like this one's graded in a Choice Unk 64, right? There's two things going on here with this. Number one, it's been guaranteed to be a 64. Number two, it's sealed in this plastic case. This means it's got preservation to it. Now, but like for this one, I'm asking for 64 price. Now, this same note, not in this slab, would be there'd be a range on it because I can't honestly tell you that this is a 64. I don't have that pedigree. I mean, I have a rough idea. I would say it would probably be, a 60 to a 64, but I can't say it's a 64. So if this was raw, the price would be much lower and I would have a lot more wiggle room on it. But when they're graded like this, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room because it's dictated by the banknote company. So there's definitely going to be, we're going to shoot to get that number. So like North Carolina is all buck and go raw. And they, if you've been in my stream, you've seen how nice those can look. But I can't sit here and say this one's a 64 because I don't know. I'm not an expert in grading. I know what I like.
We try
I
to
know
give
it
our
looks
best
good.
guesses, from what what our experience is, but we're guessing. If we put it at a price, we're guessing, because
Well, and
you're
again, the
right.
story, yeah, the story behind these ones were is I bought them. I didn't know if they were real or not, so I sent them off to grading. Well, there you go. Now I know. Now, for the record, this could still be a contemporary counterfeit, but I've heard that PCGS no longer gives a contemporary counterfeit grade. I'm fairly convinced that this is a contemporary counterfeit, so I might try PMG to see if they'll give me a contemporary counterfeit. But because Confederacy did the same thing to the North that the North did to the South, they went ahead and printed their money and flooded their market as well with counterfeit notes. And every test that I've done on this one, I put it under a microscope, and it's definitely not modern paper. But the printing is off on it, I will admit. I mean, it looks very digitized, not digitized, but like pixelated. It almost looks like a copy. Is the best way I can explain it. I mean, this one even looks more so. I mean, you can kind of see it how it's like fuzzy here and not like a uniform black color. There's no green right here. Um, the back is a little bit offset. This one looks off. So I suspected that these weren't real, but it was worth it to me to try it out and see. And the price was right too. It was worth the risk. And then here's another one that I think is a contemporary counterfeit. So I've showed this one, and apparently, from what I've told, it's due to this. This is angled slightly down, which signifies that it's a contemporary counterfeit. But the funny thing about this one is it's actually ink signed, so that makes it interesting, to say the least.
Hmm. Let's see what we
But
got going on.
that one might be worth going out and getting graded too, just to see. So that's the nice thing about grading. If you don't know, I mean, if you pay the $30 or whatever it is, or to get them graded, that's just. And again, like I was saying, or like we were saying earlier, that's a good question. I'll need to look, but like in this case, this is certified. Now you know that this is a real state of Florida $3 Tallahassee because PCGS guarantees it.
Hmm. That's strange.
What's strange?
No, something I'm looking at. I'll tell you about it later. Something
Gotcha.
that you need to know about for sure. Fulfillment orders.
Let
Um.
me run a Gibby.
So, you guys got any questions? Any comments? Any anything going
Thoughts?
on with you guys? Yeah. What's going on, y'all? Guess not. Holy smoke!
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else to say about obsoletes. Every state has, sounds like every state has one.
Pretty much.
Um,
I mean, within reason, I would suppose, unless they weren't a state. Then.
Well, and
right?
even then, hold that thought. Keep talking, but I do have that one note. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're gonna find that obsoletes are pretty easy to collect. What is this one here?
Lena, Montana, when it was
Montana.
a territory,
Yeah, that's so
it's
you still got, yeah.
proprietary proof.
I wonder if you have like Indian territories even, you know?
I think there is. I think Oklahoma. I think they have one for when it was CEC Israel. Okay,
Mhm.
I did see a message pop through. I hadn't had a chance to look, but yeah,
What is CEC? Do you know what CEC is?
I don't. But I hadn't had a chance to go look it up. So I do have. I had like an Idaho territory. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at it, Bob. I can't do it while I'm streaming, but yeah, here's another one. Here's another obsolete Carson City Savings Bank certificate of deposit payable in gold. I mean, I thought this one was really
Okay.
cool.
Can't hear anything. Holy smokes. From either one of us, Bob?
Yeah, I was gonna say I can hear you, vehicle. I think we're okay. Yeah, back out and
Sorry.
come back in.
I just wanted to make sure, you know.
No, I definitely want to. Yeah, because shoot, if he has a question, we're answering it, and he can't hear. That sucks. But
Right, no kidding.
I mean, we get
Um,
into here, Carolina. You'll appreciate these. I'll break these out real quick. I mean, again, it's funny how even U.S. postal money orders from 1898. I mean, the original way to send money, Park City, Utah. I thought that one was cool. That's weird. And here's a money order application out of Detroit, Michigan. Those are pretty
shit.
neat. Not at your desk. You do that in the bathroom. Ha ha. Anytime, Steve Areno. Keep joining us. Like I said, vehicle's going to start running here in a little bit. Detroit, your favorite city? Detroit, Rock City. Wake up.
Dang, really? Have you ever been to Detroit, Carolina? Like, what?
Yeah, I didn't either until I saw these. I thought they were freaking cool. Yeah, 1898, they were sending money orders. I have no idea how they
Okay.
did it, but they canceled it in Eureka, Utah. Silver City, Utah, they must have sent it, and then Eureka, Utah got it, and they paid the person out.
Yeah. Um.
Born and raised in South
Oh,
Detroit.
South. Yeah. Auburn Hills is a little different than Detroit. I would
Took
say.
the midnight train going anywhere. I was gonna say, ask questions, or I'm gonna start singing,
Shady
y'all.
Silver. I've offered to take silver for currency. You know.
Ooh, an Iowa. I
Um.
may actually have an Iowa. Hold on, let me look.
Just got to be right on both of our parts. You know.
Oh, that's a good question too. Let me look for
Because
Iowa, and then I'm gonna look for that one.
to be honest with you guys, all I'm going to do is I'm gonna call my wholesaler, tell me what he'll give me for it, and I'm going to wholesale it all to him, and that's what I'll end up doing. you know. So
Iowa, Iowa, Iowa. I know I might have an Iowa coming. I think I have an Iowa coming. I might not have one. And I have had a remainder that was signed and a remainder that was not was or I had one that was signed and then a remainder that wasn't signed.
yeah, the silver would have to go over a tester for sure, right? But you'd end up having to send it first, and then me authenticate everything, and then we would come to a deal that way. Unless you could come to Michigan, then we'll figure it out there. Uh, you could meet me at a show. Sometimes that will work as well. Um, but generally speaking, I would rather you just send it and trust that I'm not gonna steal from you. You know what I mean? And for those of you that watched me for 2 or 3 years, understand that this is what I do for a living, so I'm not gonna risk my reputation to steal from you, right? But um, but as silver spot goes up, you know,
Hit
I would probably
117
have to
today.
say, yeah, I'd probably have to say, we would have to. We'd have to hash the deal out once the silver got here to make it fair for you and me, right? Silver could go down or it could go up, but you have the same amount of money into it, right?
Man, I don't have an obsolete unsigned and an obsolete signed.
I appreciate the trust, Silver, Shady Silver, but with the, I'm just saying, with the name like Shady Silver, we got to change your name, buddy, because if you're trying to trade silver for notes and your name's Shady Silver, oh shit, okay, I'm sorry, buddy. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, damn.
But
Closest I have is a Canal Bank.
Shad, where do you live, bud? Do you live closer to me? Live closer to Fezzy?
I'm in North Carolina, middle of the state.
I'm in Michigan. I'm in the thumb, Pittsburgh, right smack dab in the middle of us.
Damn near.
Yeah, and it's like a 5 or 6 hour trip for me. I mean, we could meet in person. It takes me about 2 hours to drive to Toledo. I guess. How long does it take you to drive to Toledo?
Man, nope. Shoot. You know what's funny though? The person that asked that question, I actually, I'll show this sheet real quick, but I've actually had one of these Bank of New England signed, and I have the sheet.
Okay. All right. Just let me know, Shady Silver. You need to here. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, I am lagging, you guys. There's a phone number so you can get a hold of me. Did you get it, Shad?
Great. Now I got that song in my head. Don't stop believing.
Oh boy. Very welcome. Yeah, just message me. I'm pretty busy all the time, Shad, but normally once I get, calmed down, 10, 11 o'clock at night, if I'm not streaming, I start trying to return at least messages. Obviously, I'm not going to call after. I usually don't try to call anybody after, 6 or 7 o'clock. I think it's rude. But, um, unless you say, "Hey, call me," you know what I mean. So,
1 a.m. Hey, call me. Okay.
or you're Fezzy, and then I just call him whenever.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know,
You didn't answer.
like
Yeah, I was sleeping.
sleep. What are you sleeping for?
That day job thing
Yeah,
that
no
everyone
kidding.
loves so much.
I guess I
Oh,
start hanging up notes for the auction. Huh?
right. Any other questions? Any other questions on notes, y'all? We were talking about obsoletes and Confederates, but we can go on to like, the large size. I mean, I got stacks of large size here we can show and tell. I mean, national banknotes are also cool too. This is another one. You always want to look up the charter numbers. I've gotten some killer deals on some good charter numbers. Sleeping in
Yeah,
Florida.
don't.
Oh yes, the night we had to get him up for his flight.
Yeah,
I've
they
embarrassed
had to
him
break
enough
into
with that
my.
one, Cran.
Listen, they had to break into my hotel room, you guys, to get me out of bed.
We did. I had to go get a key. Here, it gets even better too. I mean, look at even in the checks. Here's a check from back in the day.
BRYB, I do too. Lena's always like, "Why do you even answer them?" I'm like, "Because I like to at least listen to their pitch." Scammers.
And look at that. County of Texas.
No, not
Yeah.
too many cocktails. So me and Fezzy decided that I wasn't going to go to sleep because I had too much to do the night before I was supposed to depart. So I got all my stuff done, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm
I'm
just
gonna
going to
lay down.
sit here for a minute," and I fell asleep. And I fell asleep. So he had to get me. He had to get me up at what, like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I was like, we had to be out the door by
And
like
I fell
4.
asleep at like 2 o'clock. So it just wasn't enough sleep. I just finally hit that hard sleep, and yeah, it was really it was well, it wasn't really early. I had to be at the airport 2 hours before my flight leaves. Like I guess I don't know. I've only been riding. This is like my third plane ride, you guys. Like I grew up poor as shit. Okay, I grew up very, very poor. We didn't ride on planes. We drove vehicles and fixed them on the way. Okay, that's what we did. Okay, get
Yeah.
out of here.
So
Stop.
basically, it was partly my fault too. Well, not fault, but it was partly me too because we were 45 minutes away. I don't know Orlando traffic. I was driving, and I think the flight was at like 7. And I'm like, all right, if we get you there by 5, that means we got to leave at 4. And it was just kind of one of those. I didn't want him to have any issues getting in. I figured if anything, he could chill by the gate for half an hour. Didn't you get there like an hour before your flight anyway?
Dude, I got there an hour before security opened up. Like
Was
they
that
got
what it
me through
was?
security.
Shit.
Yeah. So they got me through security, and yeah, the rest is history. It just wasn't very much time to hang out and chill. That's for sure.
BRYB. I loved AirTran. They had a business class that was cheap and great, and that was back in my bigger days where I could barely fit in a seat. But they were cheap when it came to their business class. And then when I heard that, I can't remember who bought them out, but man, I was sad. And then Frontier, I was a big Frontier flyer, and then they went ultra low fare, and they kind of went to heck too. Again, Colorado boy, Frontier. That's all we saw on the when I was growing up was the animals on the Frontier tails. They would have them talking, and the bear was funny. Eating yellow snow. I remember that line from that one. But then they went,
Yeah.
cheap, and it's been a pain with them too.
Cheap is not always better, you guys. Cheap is not always
No.
better. You can get, like Kennedy says, you can get off branded. I don't,
Well, and not
or
only that, oh
scam.
yeah, it's $150
She said,
flight,
or
but you have to
scam.
pay. Yeah, you have to pay for a checked bag, a carry on. You have to pay for damn near everything, and by the time you're done, you're basically should have just flown a major airline.
Yeah. So I finally got Lena to agree to go on the airplane, which she told me from the get she was never going to go on an airplane. I said, well, I understand what you mean by that, but in this business, you don't have a choice. And she said, I do have a choice. I can drive. And I said, okay,
Right, cowboy? Tell me about
okay,
it.
yeah. So yeah, she said if God wanted me to fly, he would have given me wings. And so this is going to be a hell of a trip, to Savannah next month. Going to be a hell of a trip, but it'd be good for her anyways. You know, um, the A&A in Atlanta, you guys, or not in Atlanta, in Savannah, it was going to fall apart. I'd rather fly Delta or something similar. I've flown Delta once and I loved it. I've flown. I fly. What is that airline out of the airline out of Flint, Lena? That I fly to Florida. Allegiant. So Allegiant's not bad. Um. And we're flying. Are we flying Southwest out of Flint to Savannah? We're either flying Southwest or Delta. So, um, oh well, but the kids are kind of excited because they know their days to get on the airplanes coming soon. So probably this year, or next year, I'd say. You know, next I gotta be able to get um I gotta be able to get Lena to be comfortable enough to fly on a plane first without the dog. The dog is not an issue because it's a service dog. But if I can get her comfortable enough to fly on the plane without the dog, the kids would be able to come with us too. Yeah. So, um, Lena says she's not going without the dog.
Yeah, my orange kitty moon pie came in, so I figured he wanted to say hi to the people. Yeah, that was
Yeah. It's Fezzy.
heavy
Dang.
moon pie.
Listen, Fezzy. I listed these notes. So I listed the semi quincentennial $2 bills, right?
Nice.
And buy it now. And they're just I just listed them like 10 minutes ago, and people are buying them like crazy out of the buy it now.
Nice.
Buying them like crazy. I can't even believe it.
They're gorgeous
But
notes, man.
every time I've ever put these in the buy it now, they always sell out, you guys. And I finally was like, you know what? We'll just put them at $10 and call it a day. I mean, these notes that you got the ink smear on these notes, you got the semi quincentennial on the note for the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. there's a lot of stuff going on with these notes. But I um did find my strap of silverback, so that's good. Um,
Excellent.
um so yeah, we're gonna figure out, I think tonight on the show we're gonna try to figure out what this note's worth. It's a nice note with the orange overprint. The red orange overprint for $10, 1861. That's a nice early rare one.
Yeah.
Figure out what T number it is. But I think the way it's gonna work. Let me see. Let me see. I gotta set up the shipping. You give me
Give me
20. Just
20.
go to the buy it now. You won't have to give me 20. Just give me $20 for the set. Just buy one of each. Or wait to the show. Better yet, wait to the show so it helps you with your shipping.
Oh,
You
I
know.
think he was talking about your Confederate State 10.
Oh, I wish I'd give you. I paid way more than $20 for sure.
Come here for a moment.
But
Here, come say hi to people. Oh,
can't remember what the T number is on it.
here.
I think the last one I sold you guys, similar condition, VF20, VF30, was like 450 or $500, if I'm not mistaken.
I know. He's like, what are you doing to me?
Oh yeah.
I used to have a cat.
Yeah.
Oh, he just wants love at the right time, usually when I'm streaming.
What was it?
Yeah, I
Let's
know,
see.
right? No, he's the good one. It's my black cat that's the little devil. You'll sit there and pet him, and all of a sudden you'll just get chomped on your hands. He has been
Um,
pushed off the lap several times. Old Kerr, how you doing, bud?
I'm gonna set up the shipping. Um, let's do buyer pays up to $4. What do you guys think?
That'll work.
Not $40. Come on, $4. $4. There we go.
I got a
Um,
giveaway running, y'all. Get in that givey. Like I said, they're fantasy notes. I'll show them. I got this is three. I got like five or six different ones, but I think the Deadpool one's pretty cool. Are you setting your show up now, vehicle?
it's already set up. I'm updating the Mac shipping.
Gotcha. I was gonna say
So
if you wanted to start early, I think it's. I
yeah,
mean,
I'm thinking we're gonna start because I got a lot of stuff to get through and probably not enough time to get through it. So
yeah, no,
um
I'm not gonna lie. I gotta go to bed here in a little bit and get up early. So
yeah, let's see if there's any Confederate notes in here that are hidden before I.
a minute 25 left on that givey. If you have any more questions, shout them out. We can answer some more questions. After we get done here, we'll go ahead and let Vehicle start his show, and then we'll raid into him. And then you guys can now take your knowledge of obsoletes and Confederates and start buying some. Get them into your collection because, like we are saying, they're cool. It's definitely history in your hand, something you want to, it's a reminder of where we came from. So it's funny I say that because that's how I feel about these. This is a reminder.
Not a problem, cowboy.
Yeah, this is kind of a
I
reminder of
mean, if
where
we
we
have
were.
requests for other stuff tonight too, you guys, if we have a request for other stuff, and it's laying by, because I planned
Oh
on
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
doing nationals too, so we'll do those too. Not an issue. Okay.
yeah. No, but this is thank you, Ed. No, we were talking about that the other day. We enjoy this show. It's kind of I like it's a little bit relaxed. You guys can ask questions. We give you, answers to the best that we can. If we don't have an answer, someone in the chat does. We can share our passion for this hobby. Like I was saying with this one, it's like I love the history behind all these notes. It's like where we came from. Nasty Nate taking down the givey or our one last one. One last one, y'all. We can do one more givey. So, just the artistry, the artwork. I mean, just gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's half the reason we do it, man. It's again, we want we want you guys as buyers to be confident in what you're buying. Oh, end it. All right, I got you.
Appreciate it, you guys. Have a good one.
Take
See
it
you in a bit.
easy. Yep. Let me know when you're fired up, or I'll rage after this givey.
Yeah, they'll let you know.
All right. Yeah. I got 4 minutes left on that givey. As soon as that givey pulls, we'll go in and raid vehicle. But anyway, yeah, it's like I said, for me, it's all about the history, and again, we're both really I'm sure a lot of people in here are very passionate about this hobby. And we want you guys to be educated, know what you're buying, and and have confidence in what you're buying. Oh man, he's already live. All right. Who's in that givey? 8 people. Anyone else going to give in? I guess I can pull it early. I'm going to pull it. Yeah, it is, dude. Bride B. It's great, and I'm the same way. I got books upon books here. We. I'm always learning. I'm always looking for unique things, stuff like that. But anyway, let's draw the winner and let's go give vehicle a raid. Here you go. Who's going to win this last givey? Old Kerr taking down that givey. Congrats. All right, let's go in there and show Vehicle City some love. Oh, collecting is just as fun. All right, here we go. Have fun, y'all. Peace.